is that Will Smith know the story I have not told. Eddie Murphy know what I haven't said. You see?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nash Show, and welcome to Coolin' TV. Hey, Katt Williams did another interview. He did it with Big Boy. And in this interview, y'all, he talking about basically the details that went on at the Diddy party. All right, and he get into some more things, bro. But I don't think, nobody gonna get an interview like Shannon Sharpe had. All right, Katt Williams seemed way more chill. He don't got no more drinks on the table, so he ain't going all crazy like he did on the Shannon Sharpe interview. But, he said some things in this interview he ain't say before. And if y'all watch the whole interview, I'm gonna have the link in the description. Bro, Katt Williams was getting a little annoyed with Big Boy. Big Boy was trying to get stuff out of him without, directly asking the question. Katt Williams obviously peeped it, and he was kind of getting annoyed, so y'all see that. But y'all check this clip out. He gonna get into the details of what goes on at a Diddy party.
Had you ever went to a Diddy party? Like, I'm talking about not what it turned out to be, but I'm talking about like when he would have the NBA All-Star party. None of those?
Yeah, so to quickly answer your question and to not say anything that would infringe legally. Yeah, a lot of people indeed do ask that. Like, how do you know what goes on at the P. Diddy party if you weren't at the P. Diddy party, But
Oh no, that's not what I'm asking. No, because there were different levels of parties too, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like some shit at the Palladium or some shit like that. I ain't talking about like some at the crib type of shit.
No, I see how that's gonna be clipped. That was just as good as Shannon's "Come on, man."
I didn't
when
even
you went. What? Diddy what? I wasn't asking you about that. I didn't ask you about a file.
Come on, Gat.
Come on. Yeah. So one of the jokes that I discussed on the tour is the fact that they would have these parties in the Hollywood Hills, and then they would have a parking lot where they would shuttle people up. So everybody would meet in this parking lot and they would send shuttles down to, Diddy's parties. And so I wasn't ever invited to the parties, but I was invited to the parking lot because I knew the people that ran the shuttle service. You knew them too, as it turned out. But yeah, I would go to the parking lot and I would watch them all go up there. And, they would be thinking I'm coming later. I would just be on the car having a grand old time, smoking and laughing and watching everybody going. And yeah, so you can't tell me what goes on because 5 hours later, I'm still in the parking lot when they come down. And, just to see all them big time Hollywood men that I just watched go up there, they all come down off the shuttle and looking sad in the eyes, and all of them wearing Sean John and looking oily, and they all walk crazy like this, and their shoelaces were always untied. I don't know why. Their shoelaces were always untied. And then they would get in their car and they would drive off standing up, big boy, with their head out. All of them. And I couldn't believe it, but one of the highlights of my Hollywood career, but you can't tell me, because I was there to see on both ends.
Hey man, you know what's wild out there? I'm wondering how many people would see, oh man, these are jokes.
None of the people that was on the shuttle. And they the only ones I care about. That's why I said when I be going in places, heads go down. That's because not because nobody else know. No,
I remember you saying that when you walk in, heads go down.
Right.
God damn.
Because you can't really be mad at me because I probably been faithful too. I probably knew that this whole time about you and I didn't say nothing. You know what I mean? That gives you a certain level of gravitas as well, you know? Is that Will Smith know the story I have not told, you know? So it keeps everybody honest, you know? Eddie Murphy know what I haven't said, you see?
Look in the camera and say, no,
look, let me explain something to you. I'm not scared to say nothing.
I know that shit.
I'll say it.
No, don't say it. No. Don't say it.
They can't AI farm me now.
Right.
Now, when most people probably hear that, like, bro, you didn't stand 5 hours in the parking lot while people was in the party. But knowing Katt Williams, bro, he probably did, bro. The same thing with the Shannon Sharpe interview. Everybody thought probably 95% of what Katt Williams was saying was a lie. And then Diddy got locked up. And then all these stories started coming out. Now everybody looking for the truth from everything, all right? And Katt Williams was basically the one who did that. Now, like I said, bro, I could definitely see Katt Williams waiting 5 hours in a damn car waiting for everybody to come back down, man. All right, I don't see no reason of why Katt Williams would lie now, especially at this point. But those two names, he said he knows stories about Will Smith and he knows stories about Eddie Murphy, bro. Now, Katt Williams is a real nigga, bro, because he ain't, you know, he ain't coming out telling these stories to everybody. He ain't spreading it around the industry. You don't see other people running telling stories that Katt Williams only knows, and Eddie Murphy and Will Smith. All right, so he keep their stories under wraps. But this nigga know, and he just keep that in his arsenal, bro. All right, now in this next clip, y'all, Big Boy asked Katt, have he ran into anybody since that Shannon Sharpe interview? Anybody that he spoke on or any of his enemies, have he seen them? All right, this is what he had to say.
Have you seen anyone, Katt, that you spoke about with Shannon?
All your friends. You know, here's the thing.
I don't know how to take that either. Shit. You like shit. All your friends.
Well, I'm saying because
all of them that do your show.
No, it's only like it's a couple kings out there, right? So if there are some issues in the comedy world, you know, it's certain places people gotta run to their big homie. You know, it's only a couple of them out there, you know what I mean? So you either going to Jamie Foxx or you going to Chappelle, but you going somewhere to cry and go, did you see what Katt just did? You know? So you have to deal with that as it comes up. Like Chappelle came in the room, we had a great talk because we've been friends for years. And then he just explained to me that I had hurt some people that was near and dear to him, you know what I mean? And he brought Earthquake right in there, you know? And it was a little awkward because I didn't know what they wanted from me. I can't apologize because you can't read, right? And yeah, so a little awkward, you know.
To say the least.
You just ask about, so how you been?
Right.
Because I'm saying, as you can see, I'm a physical specimen, you know? Like, I look very, very small on television, but in person, like, no, I'm a honey badger. Yeah, this is not worth your time or mine, you know, this type of problem. But yeah, I don't have a problem with that. That goes along with the rest of it. My job is to try before I see you to not feel the way I felt when I said, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to hit Cedric in his stomach, you know? Like, that was just a figure of speech, you know? You sell barbecue now. I wouldn't hit you in your burn-ins, you know?
What you say?
They got a place. Him and Anthony.
Yeah.
Bad Body Barbecue or something. I don't know the name of it.
I ain't even gonna lie, bro. If you watch the full interview, you know, some of the things that Katt was saying about the Diddy party, you know, what he just said about Earthquake and all that. In between, bro, you can just peep Big Boy's, you know, body language. Like, he knew some of this shit, bro. He knew some of the people that was probably going to those parties. Cause Katt was mentioning, he was like, nigga, you know these people, you know, your friends. So, you know, Big Boy had some insight to some of what Katt Williams was saying. And he was hoping Katt probably didn't go too far. Like I said, you could tell by the body language, man. Now, he said he ran into Earthquake. You know, Dave Chappelle brought him up in there. When Dave Chappelle bring you to make up with somebody, bro, you gotta call it a truce, bro. Come on, it's Dave Chappelle, man. All right, but Katt Williams, he was standing on business, bro. He said the nigga can't read, bro. And he wasn't gonna say sorry to him, man. Hey, but y'all let me know what y'all think about Katt Williams sitting down with Big Boy, explaining the whole Diddy party, what goes on at the beginning. You know, he mentioned Will Smith, Eddie Murphy, he knows some things. Y'all let me know in the comment box down below. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at Official Nash Show. Make sure you got these notifications turned on. And I'm gonna catch you in that next video. Peace out.